Hi guys, I apologize. This video may not be all that it's cracked up to be visually. I have a Mac, and apparently the trackpad has gone to crap, and I tried to make this video on my computer so that it was a little bit better quality, and I can't highlight the video and then move it to make a new project. So my apologies, excuse me. This is a very overdue review of some wonderful things that Brush Dance sent me, and I hope that you're as excited to see it as I am to do it. I love Brush Dance. And let me say at the outset something really quickly, do a little bit of business first. I do reviews usually on products that are paid for by me, products that I've purchased, but I am happy to review someone's product. I'm glad to do that, but I also tell companies that it'll be my timeline and I will always tell the truth. And so if you want me to tell the truth about your product, I'd be happy to review it. You're welcome to send me things. If you don't want me to tell the truth, just keep it. And if it's something I want, I'll buy on my own. But Brush Dance, Christine is kind enough to send me these. I did a review on this type of planner last year, so you can check my channel for that. I will try to remember to link it, but I will certainly link the Brush Dance website where you can get these wonderful things, and I have a couple of other wonderful surprise things to show you. So let's get started. Okay, these are Brush Dance's 2004 date books. This one is called Perennial Grace. They all have this very nice spiral binding. It's a double spiral, so I anticipate that it would hold up really well. Although spiral bindings can be a bit of a pain in your bag, and this one is not small by any means. It's not huge like others that I've seen, but it's not small, and you have to be aware that if you carry a bag full of stuff, this can catch in things, and over the space of a year, might not be an issue for you, but it might. These all have a lovely elastic that holds them closed, which is really nice, particularly if you like to put things in your planner, if you either paste things in or tape things in or just slide things in. And these are pretty nice elastics. I would not anticipate that that would, be loose like an elephant's pantyhose by the end of the year. I would think that that elastic is a pretty nice one, would hold up fairly well for all year, although not if you're going to stuff your planner full of stuff. As you can see, there's only so much. I mean, there's going to be a delicate balance between stuffing it full of stuff and not losing the functionality of the elastic, I think. The elastic is held in the back cover, in two spots in the back cover. So anyway, that's the way that's put together, and there's the back of the planner. When you open them up, there is a space here on the front cover, and I have mixed feelings about this, but what's really nice is that you can put your own things here. So if you chose to put in one of those plastic pockets, or even one of the an envelope, you could put anything you wanted to there. Pictures, it would be a really good place for that, particularly if you want to put pictures of your family, or you could create a vision board for the year right there, what have you. So we have the title page, which I'm happy to report this year, the backup is a nice little pocket. I have mixed feelings about it being open at the end, but that's an easy enough fix, and at least you have some place. I don't recall them having the pocket there before. So there's a little cutout so you can get to it easily. I don't like that, but oh look, there's a butterfly inside. Isn't it cute? It's a surprise inside. But like I said, that's an easy enough fix. That would not be prohibitive for me. So then you have the months, and the months are all tabbed. They all have artwork on them, and I don't know if this artwork, all art by Sharon McCartney on this one, used with permission by Brush Dance, obviously. So on every month there is artwork and a saying. That one says, "Every day is a new beginning. Treat it that way. Stay away from what might have been and look at what can be." Read the words. So every month has these really fantastic tabs. They're easy to get to. They're easy to grab. Makes forward planning really easy. Or if you need to go back to a month, if you're looking at the backside is also labeled. You can see it. You can just flip through to the months. And I love these nice big tabs. And another good thing about these tabs is that when the planner is closed, they're completely enclosed within the cover of the binder, so they're not going to get beat up. So, and they're made of very nice cardstock. It's very, very thick. It is coated, so when you use pens on this site, this would be difficult to use fountain pen ink on, and maybe even, I have not written in these yet for obvious reasons, but It might also be difficult for gel ink, and some of you might be able to report on that. Like I said, I have not tried writing in these for obvious reasons. It's 2004 calendar, but it does have a coating on it, so be aware of that. That the monthly that's on the back of the so here we have the first month tab, and the monthly calendar that's on the back is that same coated material. It might be that really the only ink that works well on that is either using a pencil or using ballpoint. I don't know, but that's something to be aware of. When you get to the paper is really fantastic, and it is not coated paper, but it's very thick, it's very nice. I suspect that you could use fountain pen ink on it with no problems. Again, I have not written these, but if you wanted to know, I could try it for you. Just message me, and I can let you know, and I can do an update video if you wish. But the paper is very, very nice. It's not coated. I prefer non-coated papers, so I suspect that you might, with certain inks, get a little bit of feathering, but you know, it's a trade-off on being able to use your fountain pens if you like to use your fountain pens in your planners. Okay, so the standard format in all these, and she sent me a couple, so I'm going to show you both of them, so I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, but the standard format is that they have the month on one page. Now, for some of you, that may not be enough room to write. I don't have anything of standard size to show you the size of that. I'm sorry, I should have prepared ahead of time, so those of you who say, we don't want to watch you rummage around, you obviously can't tell by my finger because you don't know what size my fingers are, but I don't have anything. Wait. Okay, all my pen peeps will understand this. There's a Laney Safari. You know, they're not large. It's a month on one page. So if you use your monthly calendar to write a whole lot of stuff, you might have a little bit of problem. Those of you like me who just use it to code things and really just put little colored dots to code paydays or bill days probably won't have a problem. And below every month, there's a note space. So if there are notes you need to make, there is some note space. I suspect, or I think this might have benefited from, and I realize that you can only print so far on margins of the page, but this might have been benefited from bumping up just a tad so that you got, even if you could fit another line there, I don't know. But at least they've given you note space under the month, which is fantastic. Every week starts the same. When it starts the month, you have some note space up here. Now, obviously understand that depending on what day the month starts, the note space is going to be larger or smaller, but that's really nice because you can extend on every single month. It does have note space. So if you're writing notes for the month, you have this space here, and you also have this space here. So that might make my comment about bumping this up moot, you know. But anyway, the pages have a little design on them, but it is white paper, which is nice. That's very hard to find in a planner these days, and I always prefer white paper if I have a choice. Days, excuse me, are printed, or holidays, days. Yeah, they would be. It's calendar. Holidays are printed on there, and at the beginning of the month, I noticed that in this one, it's got the flower of the month, the gemstone, it's Financial Wellness Month, and International Creativity Month. So that's kind of cool. And those, what I just read to you, is printed right here at the bottom of the note space. So then, what you get is 2 weeks on a spread. So you get a week here, and you get a week here. So let me show you the format of the weeks, because it's the same in every week in the planners. You get a copy of the current month. Make sure I'm correct. This is the current month right here. So you get to see that above your weeks. And sometimes I'll code these, like I'll color them in a red is bills, green is paydays, so that I can see what's going on. So at least you have that there. That's really nice. So you have, make sure I'm pointing to the right thing, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sundays is a long thing under a long space underneath. I'm not even going to say anything about that. That's not prohibitive to me. And once you get used to the format, it's really not an issue. But at least there's plenty of space, and Saturday and Sunday both get, I think, enough space to be able to be, certainly to be usable. As we all know, sometimes planners short changes on Saturdays and Sundays, which is ridiculous. And then at the end of every month this year, or for next year, you have notes pages, which is fantastic, because you can put your list there, you can put goals, projects, and in every month, I think there are 3. So you get a facing, let me get to the end of the month, my apologies for fumbling around. You get 1, 2, and the back side of that one, so you get 3 note pages before you go to the next month. Isn't that pretty? So let's take a look at that and make sure that holds true. So again, February, you have the month on one page, note space underneath, the note space at the beginning of the month before the days start. And this is always, the one that's like this is always a Sunday, so depending on when the month starts, the Sunday always looks like that. So let's look at the end of February and make sure that those 3 pages hold true for, yes, it looks like it does. So you have 1, 2, 3 before the next month starts. And that's really fantastic because one of my complaints, as I recall, about this planner for last year, I don't remember it having the note pages at the end of the month. Now, there are some of you that prefer them at the end of the planner. I would like to see some at the end of the month and extra note pages at the back, because this is really great for, you can index, you can use that last page to index events during the month. You can use it for goals, you can use it for notes, you can use it for lists for that month. I would like to see note pages at the end, not only at the end of the month, but some in the back, so you could leave permanent lists at the back if you had books to read or books you had read, or whatever list that is a static list instead of dynamic, you could just leave at the back of the planner. So this continues on, obviously, for the entire year. What a bonus. Just kidding. The last tab is addresses. This is where this planner falls really short for me, and it's unfortunate. And they did this the last one I reviewed was like this too, and I'm sorry to see that they did not change this. You have an address tab, which I don't object to at all. I don't mind having addresses at the back, but there are a lot of address pages. I don't know how many of you keep a regular address book anymore, but first of all, I'm not going to change my addresses every year. I prefer a removable address book, but even at that, I'm not going to put this many. I'm going to put a lot of them in my phone, aren't you? You know, and if I have a hard copy so that if I lose my phone or my phone dies, I have a replacement, it's going to be in a removable book or a field notes book or something. It's not going to be back here. And there are a lot of these pages, guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of these pages. So you have 6 double-sided pages. So you have 12 of these pages of addresses. That's a lot. I really think this planner would have been so much better if they had put 12 note pages in the back. I don't think it would be a huge extra expense to put a couple of address pages and then a notes section. I don't know. Certainly, the planner is thin enough to handle that, and I don't think the addition of that, obviously if they changed it from address pages to note pages, it wouldn't add any. But even if you added another tab that said notes, and then the notes pages, and then you had addresses, but you only had 2 pages of addresses or something. Or if you had 1 page for important numbers, because that you do want in your planner. You want, your pediatrician's number if you have kids, your doctor's number perhaps, the vet, things like that. You want in a planner that you have with you all the time. And those are the things that I personally move over if I am using a bound planner every year, are things like the vet and the doctors and things like that. So, gosh, I was sorry to see that. These are still beautiful. They're fantastic. They make them in different, there's different artworks. I also got this one. This is Spellbound. This one is stunningly beautiful. The art is by Ginger Kelly Studio. That says on the front of it, everything you can imagine is real, Pablo Picasso, which is, I think, hilarious by Pablo Picasso. But, even the pocket has artwork on it. And that attention to detail is fantastic. And so it really leaves me wondering why, with that level of attention to detail, we didn't do some note pages in the back. But it is what it is. You could, for all intents and purposes, cover some of those address pages, but anyway, the artwork in this is absolutely stunning. What that says is, spread your wings and let the fairy in you fly. Part of me wishes that they had just done the artwork and left out the quotes, because this is artwork that you could later use to frame if you chose to. But this is a really good place on these month pages to add. You could add stickies, you could add other things for yourself too, and there's a lot of space there that you could do without completely ruining the artwork. That one says, love makes your soul crawl out from its hiding place. I'm not even going to make a comment. Ultimately, magic finds you if you let it. If you're scandalized by nudity, don't look. The artwork in this is absolutely stunning. But same thing. And, this is the attention to detail that I'm talking about. Like the inside of this back cover, oh, you're not going to be able to see that. Well, yeah, you can a little bit. It's patterned. It's beautiful. So it just makes me wish even more that they had not put and at what I feel is an excess of address pages. I also think this is wasted space. I really think this would have been better served by putting 2015 count. Well, what would have been nice is a 2013 and 2015, so you can see last year and next year. And I like those in the back of a planner so that if you have any forward planning, you can do those. And the sticker on the front of that, if you saw it stuck on from something else, my apologies. It does not have a weird sticker on it. That I obviously picked up somewhere. This one has a really lovely teal elastic on it. So they're beautiful. They're well worth it. They're $16.95, and I certainly think at that price point this is well worth it. And I certainly think that at that price point this would serve you well for the year. I think that perhaps it may take a little bit of modification, but for the price point and for as beautiful as they are, I think it's well worth it. So she also sent me a couple of other items that we're going to take a look at really quickly here. This is Live with Intention. This is one of those little wall calendars. It is in size. I didn't measure it, and my sincerest apologies. I should have measured it. It's fairly small. This is the planner, and this is the calendar. Now these are the regular it's like an 8.5 by a 5.5. I don't know exactly. I didn't measure the pages, but that's the type of size that it is. Here is a regular standard, like medium size Moleskine type. This is an ecosystem, but that type of notebook. So you can see that it's, a pretty standard. That might even be A5 page size. So certainly portable. So anyway, this little calendar, I'm sorry, what it says is it's wonderful to get up in the morning knowing you're doing all you can do. The art is by Renee Locks. It's really lovely. And every month is a dual page spread like this, so you have the artwork and a little saying, and then you have the month, and the month includes holidays and stuff. This would be really nice to have in your kitchen. I know this is going to sound weird to some of you, but this would also be nice to have in your bathroom, because I know that when I get ready in the mornings, it doesn't look like it, but I spend a lot of time in my bathroom, whether I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm washing out fountain pens, whatever, and I don't know. You guys are going to think I'm weird, but that's okay, because you're probably right. And I thought this one was funny. March was particularly funny. So here's the artwork. What it says is, right now my life is just one learning experience after another. By the end of the week I should be a genius. And then we've all felt like that, or certainly I have at times. And this is just a basic wall calendar. It's a nice size. It's not one of those that you're going to be able to use if you use a wall calendar to put all your family's activities. That's not going to be, unless you write really, really small. The pages in this are all coated. They're all that you can see the shine on them, so they're all coated like that. This would probably not take gel or fountain pen ink well. It would require, it might take gel okay, but ballpoint would be best on this. So anyway, pretty little wall calendar. And then she was also kind enough to send me these, and I'm so happy to see these. These are the journals, and I think that these are new to this year. They're smaller than the planner by quite a lot. I was surprised at the size of them, but I really like them. This is the ecosystem again. It's about the same size as Moleskine type thing, so it's about the same width with the spiral, but it's shorter. And the paper in these is fantastic. I have not tried a bunch of fountain pens on them because my fountain pens are in a state of, I haven't used them in several months and it's very dry where I live and a lot of them are dried out, so I can do an update for you. But the paper, let me tell you, is fantastic, and I suspect that they would take fountain pen ink very, very well. You can tell when you start using fountain pens and that what's going to take ink well and what's not, and I suspect that this will take it really well. There is a little bit of a coating on here, not as heavy a coating as, say, a Rhoda. It feels a lot more to me like Clairefontaine paper. It's fabulous paper. I don't know the gram weight. I don't know. 120 GSM interior paper. So yeah, it's going to take fountain pen ink just fine. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. So let me show you. And the spiral on these is really nice too because it's a smaller spiral. It's not as apt to get hung or to pull. And they all have elastic. And the elastic on these is cool because it's a little bit looser than the ones on the planner, which is going to be neat because if you're like me and you stick stuff in your journal, you're going to have lots of space sorry, to be able to stick things in there without losing the functionality of the elastic. I like that. It is put in virtually the same way as it is in the planners. So this one says, we are limited not by our abilities, but by our vision. And so it has these boulders and the ladder and the tree and the little swing. And I thought this was fabulous. I saw this on the website and I thought, oh, I just love that. So I really love this one. There is some artwork on the back. When you open it up, it says, this journal belongs to. The pages are lined. I don't know the line width, but they're pretty wide. I suspect it's somewhere around 6 millimeters, maybe 7. The color of the lines and the color of the designs on the paper matches the planner. So this is a sort of a lavender purple. You're not going to be able to see that, but it does match. There are 136 pages. Stay clean cover. So what I presume that means is that you can wipe it off. And it is kind of coated, so it's not going to pick up muck. And I'm guessing you could probably take a damp rag and wipe that off. But the paper in these is great. I'm so happy to see these. When you get to the back, it has a quote. It says, embrace joy, inspire hope, cultivate love. Let me see if the other one says the same thing, just to see if they're the same in the back of all of them. Now, I'm bummed about the back of this as well. I kept trying to feel because it was obviously folded over here, and the reason that it's folded over here is so that it holds the elastic, but I got all excited at first because I thought there was like a hidden pocket. I think what this really misses is another opportunity to put a pocket in the back of this. One of the things that a lot of us like about Moleskine type, whether it's Leuchtturm or whether it's Ecosystem or Piccadilly, whatever, they have the nice pockets in the back, which a lot of us use. So, you know, I don't know. This, you know what this would make a fantastic journal for is a young lady or a young man. It would be nice to just drop in their school bag. It's an excellent size. Not that, obviously, it's not fantastic for adults, but this would be a really good thing to give to a young lady or young man that's still in school. The price point on the back is $11.95. You know, I don't know. I like them. I think they're very pretty. Would I buy a bunch of them and stock up? No. Would I give them as gifts? Yes. But I'm also very particular about my blank journals, and I just prefer a different style is all. I prefer the regular Moleskine style, Piccadilly, whatever that. I prefer that. These are beautiful though, and they would make fantastic gifts. Or they would make really neat notebooks for ink notes, tasting notes, for whiskey tasting, cigar tasting, things like that. Again, gifts. You know, it's a really nice little product, and the size is fantastic. I think it's a unique niche in the market. I think at this size and at spiral. I love spiral bindings. I love being able to bend my notebook back on itself and not have things to write up against or the other page in the way. I love spiral bindings. I think more textbooks and things should come in spiral bindings. This one says, it doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. So that's what this one looks like. The artwork on these is beautiful, beautiful. So if you like artwork on yours, if you like nice paper, which who doesn't, the paper is absolutely fantastic on these. 120 GSM. Wow. I'm really, really impressed with these and the paper. And I think they're well designed. I think it would benefit from the addition of a pocket in the back. Beyond that, that would be my only suggestion for improving these, honestly, I have to tell you. No, that's not true. This design up here at the top of every page, take it out. That is valuable space for putting headings, for putting artwork, for putting quotes. Pardon me, I'm sorry. And down here you can see the lines go all the way down to the bottom, so you don't have that space down here at the bottom to do that. There's not a, you know, some pages have a little margin down there at the bottom. This doesn't. I think that's a misstep. And I think this would benefit from having that removed and the addition of a pocket. But if those are things that you can live without, the paper quality, if the beautiful artwork and paper quality and the size of these particular is really more important to you than the things that the two things that I think would improve this, if those are more important to you than those things, then, you know, for all of us, we have to decide what things we can live with, what we can't, what we can live without, what we can't. So if those things are more important to you, paper quality is fantastic. The art is beautiful. It's a lovely little book. The size is fabulous because you can drop this in any bag, no matter, even if you carry a really small purse. And I know that's a struggle for some of you that don't carry, a metric ton of crap. If you're carrying a smaller bag or smaller purse, whether you're a man or a woman, this is a really fantastic addition to that. And I can't think that it would. They're very light. I can't think it would be space prohibitive at all, and a really neat way to get a notebook in that middle ground between the smaller field notes, the smaller pocket notebooks, and then the larger notebooks like this. So it really fits a great size niche, I think, particularly. And the paper quality is fantastic. So anyway, brush dance. If you have any questions, give me, message me, comments, whatever. Thank you very much, Christine at Brush Dance, for sending me these products to review. They're absolutely lovely. I only have a few caveats, but any questions, whatever, down here I'll leave the link, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.